Welcome. I'm your host, Dustin.
And I'm your co-host Aaron.
This week we are doing oh god,
We are mutilating the
yeah,
mutilator.
we're doing the Mutilator. This is actually a movie I've kind of been dreading on doing. I watched it for the second time this week for this episode, and I was really hoping that it was going to be better than my first viewing, and boy was I fucking wrong, man. Aaron, this is your first time viewing, so I'll let you say a few things about this before we
Ooh.
jump into everything.
Uh, well, just the start of it, like you get that like cheesy tip of like 80s like
Mm-hmm.
just intro in the music itself. Like it has its place. If they had gone on and done it for like 30 seconds or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um Oh wait, no, I'm getting ahead of myself, but still, either way, like the music though, I feel like was a little unnecessary, but
Yeah,
it does starting off. It's kind of cool, it sets the tone a little bit, but very quickly just like loses the interest, at least in my case.
oh boy,
Um,
it really does.
and it's not a long movie at all. Like it's only like an hour and 20 minutes, but I felt like I was watching fucking it or something like that because like a 3 hour long movie,
Mm-hmm. It definitely drags, and the thing is with this film, you want it to grab your attention so badly.
but it just doesn't.
It it gets you to that point, like yes, yes, and then you're gone. You've been lost. The kills in this, I will say, the
Some of them are,
effects
yeah.
are pretty fucking
We are
good.
suckers for practical effects here, but
Yeah, they're really good, but yeah, dude, the
something about it
story is
just
just and
it's been done before.
some of the stuff that they say and how they
Yeah.
go about it is very like
Mm-hmm.
that's a little much. I don't know if you needed to say that, but yeah, it's definitely not the best movie, and I'm sorry to say that to the people that I have talked to saying that we're doing this movie that they're like, "Oh, I love the Mutilator." I'm sorry, but I'm not one of the lovers of this film. I will say that it's a decent attempt at a slasher.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Like I said earlier, like it's better than anything I could produce, but
Hmm.
it's just it wasn't for me though.
And I can understand too that a lot of the stuff that contributed to how this movie was, a lot of it was very last minute. Like some of
Mm-hmm.
the actors were kind of thrown in there last minute, and that would definitely shape how the outcome is.
Yeah.
But even then, just after putting those to the side and just thinking the movie as a whole and the final product and knowing how it kind of goes about is it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. But before we jump into the actual film, Aaron, if you want to go down some of the people that were in this film, I guess none of these people probably went on to do a good career or anything like that because of the success or not success of this film.
All right. So portraying Ed Jr., we have Matt Mittler. He was known for cracking up Beth,
Did a Macbeth one? Oh, okay.
Beth King of Scotland.
Oh, so it's probably not even like a big one.
Yeah.
All right.
Kid Scarface, New York Nights.
A lot of just by the titles, they all sound really bad. I'm sorry.
Nothing
So,
to. He was in Pokemon.
oh God,
He played a gym assistant.
oh, so yeah, he bottom of the barrel. This movie fucked his career.
Oops, on this site, man. Then we have Ruth Martinez, who plays his girlfriend Pam.
That's another thing I got to address is like I forgot who was who in this,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't really tell you everybody's name until like halfway through the film. I think.
Yeah. Um, known for the Mutilator and Mutilator Two. Oh,
There's a second
sequel.
one. Oh,
Oh,
fucking
jeez.
hell, dude.
Um,
Oh, I guess we got to cover that one at some point, and it put us through even more fucking misery.
and Fall Break.
Ball Break is this movie, just so everybody knows if you get confused.
Not much. broken. It's a broken.
Nah, that's okay.
Yeah.
So she didn't go far. Unfortunately, sorry for everybody who was part of this film. Literally broken link, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me see if I can get you the IMDb on my phone while you go through that one.
There we go. Bill Hitchcock. Alf.
I think he was a last minute add on to the cast as well.
Okay.
That's the actual app, so it should work a little bit better for you.
So he played Ralph. He was also in the sequel and in Fall Break. Which must have something to
Wait,
do.
he was in the sequel, but
Yeah.
didn't spoiler alerts right now? But didn't he fucking die?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But I mean, it must be saying something though. The Mutilator 2 and Fall Break movie don't even have pictures.
Yeah,
Like
the links and stuff are broken.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any idea of where we can watch these, if they're actually a thing, let me
unless
know.
they were like just ideas that never made it, but
Yeah.
and then he played an extra in 1985 in Cat's Eye.
Okay.
Connie Rogers, who played Sue, was I believe Ralph's girlfriend.
Yeah. Yep.
Just the Mutilator.
Oh wow, this
Real low. That was the top build cast too.
seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, a lot of it's just side characters.
Yeah, so nobody that we really need to worry about.
The movie was directed by Buddy Cooper.
Yeah.
Written.
Do you have any budgets or anything like that listed on there? Sometimes IMDb doesn't like to give us budgets, which is really fucking dumb.
450,000.
Okay, that's not bad. But no.
Which I feel like I was reading when, because I was doing my own little research on it last night too, and I feel like I read something that was like 1 million, which made it even more disappointing for me.
Yeah.
Like you got that much money and
you kind of just threw it all away. So I think a lot of that was probably to persuade these people to do this film. I really, really do. It's like,
bribe.
yeah, here's a bunch of money to go and do this, and it's bad that IMDb doesn't even list the fucking box office, like actual what it made. So that
probably didn't even make it.
It probably didn't make anything back. And I do have one fun fact that I will say, that there was actually 2 versions that they released theatrically. They released an unrated one first. It didn't tell me how long it was released, but after they did that, they did an R-rated theatrical. This was technically released twice in the theater, which is really, really dumb. And another really fun fact is that this movie was originally supposed to be called Fall Break, and you can tell that. You can kind of understand when the title card comes up, and also they're singing the Fall Break song, and the reason why it was changed to the Mutilator the last second was for a marketing idea, which is I don't know if that was like the best idea. You probably could have stuck with Fall Break, considering that's what they talk about. The whole movie is, yeah, we're going on a break.
Yeah, it's fall.
Yeah, we're going on our break.
And yeah, I feel like it, like, not that the Mutilator doesn't fit, because I mean he's fucking mutilating these people.
Mutilating people, yeah.
I feel like Fall Break, it's a little more vague and kind of leaves more up to the imagination, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen on this Fall Break,
I wonder what happened to them not changing the title card to say the Mutilator.
Maybe budget restraints.
Maybe because they still had the song, so they thought if they took out that title card, maybe it would have not have fit that best, and it would have turned people off, even though this
or just get rid of the damn song. I mean, it's like I said, 30 seconds of it, for like one scene of them driving down to the friggin' place, that's fine. But like it comes up like 5 times throughout the movie, and it's like Fall Break.
Yeah, and also the pacing on this, like, well, when we actually start getting into the film, is really kind of not great. They try to do a lot of comical stuff, which it's fine. Horror and comedy mix. It's the reason why, there's so many horror comedies out and a lot of other things that take influence from it. But when you are doing like an actual comedy sketch for like 15 minutes and nothing horror is happening, nothing in the
like
horror
nothing
genre
at all is happening.
yeah, or like nothing happens, it's not great. Yeah, I think you probably should have took that back to the drawing board, in my opinion. But Let's get some maybe Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, this
Yeah, I have not seen the scores, Aaron. I'm not looking at your phone. I
is...
promise. I almost looked at the Rotten Tomatoes just to get some quotes and stuff out earlier, but I decided I'm gonna wait until we do this. I'll just look at IMDb and I'll let Aaron, quiz me on the Rotten Tomatoes. So give it to me, dude.
Mutilator, 1984. The tomato meter score, 3 reviews.
Oh God! Oh my God! This is the hardest I have laughed at a review count ever. 3 like actual critic reviews. Holy fuck! Oh, fucking like 38 or some shit. For like, I'd have to do that. I'm gonna say 38.
Yeah, nothing.
This
Just minds.
what? It didn't even
Nope,
meet the
0%.
requirement. And they probably have to have like
Certain amount or
like
something.
maybe like 10 reviews or something, or 5 reviews to kind of even out. Like like
Let's see
5
what
is
the
a
3
good.
reviews say though.
Oh
These
my
are-
fucking God!
So we got Richard Probst from independentcritic.com says you watch slasher flicks for the quality slashing, and that's it. And he rated it as like a positive review, but that's just like a neutral statement. It's just like, yeah, I watch slasher movies to get people see people getting slashed.
Dude, this is I'm glad we picked this one. Like obviously this was my choice to add on it. And I'm really happy that we did, because this reaction from me is super rare when it comes to a movie. Especially when it comes to reviews, knowing only 3 people reviewed it
Ooh,
critically.
I like this one. Christopher Michelle from Cineview gave it a 2 out of 5. And he says there's no reasonable measure by which The Mutilator can be classed as a good film.
Okay.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, dude, I'm on you on that one, man. Like I don't really go along with negative reviews, but I'm on you with that one, man. Yep.
So, you want to take a whack at the audience score? 500 plus ratings.
I have to tell you, Aaron, since you just saw you
Oh,
showed me the screen.
Yeah, shit.
I'll pretend. 15.
24.
Oh, 24.
24.
How many
500 plus.
Okay, give me a couple of the reviews from them.
All right. Scott G says on December 21st, 2021, awful, lame horror movie. Crap that was only made to make money. Avoid this dreadful film, so don't fall for the neat poster. It is a terrible movie.
Yeah, I do have to say the poster. I mean, if you take out the fucking buy sword, buy pick, buy axe, buy shit, it's a pretty good poster.
Yeah, you got a nice 80s like horror slasher, poster. But
dude, those words, buy sword, pick, buy axe, buy. Oh, God, you just automatically not to watch this fucking movie.
Right.
If you, okay, no, watch this movie, but as a party movie, get a bunch of people together. Don't like if people haven't seen this and they don't suspect anything, to say it's a really good slasher. And like Aaron, like I told you, going into this, it's a fucking shit movie. So I already told you like what you were getting yourself into. But if you're doing this as a party thing and letting everybody know that's there, like this is a great film, just watch their reactions when things happen, and I guarantee it'll be great.
Very cheesy, very fun. Typical teens getting killed one by one. But best of all, the fall break song will burn into your brain, and yes, it fucking did.
But they said very fun. No, very boring and bland. Very, very much so.
Pretty dumb, average 80s slash. Difference. Killer spoilers is dad, which is. I knew that in the beginning of the friggin' movie.
Yeah,
within the first 2 minutes, I'm like, oh, the dad's the killer.
Yeah, like, we're not even spoiling anything there for you guys. It's literally, it's right there. One other fun fact I can say, that this is something that a lot of movies don't do. This one was shot in chronological order, which means that they were doing from beginning to end. They weren't doing anything in between.
Which is probably the approach I would have for because I like a very linear, I couldn't jump all over the place like that. It would throw me off.
And this isn't really a fun fact. I mean, I'm gonna list it here because there's not many good ones. It's they put milk in the pool to make it seem like cloudy.
Really?
Yeah, which why? Because I mean, even when you watch that scene, it's so dark you
Yeah.
can't even fucking
Yeah,
tell.
the whole movie's very dark.
It really is.
It always like throughout the whole movie, like I think probably because it is, but like it looks like it's like that time where it's like 3 a.m. and you're outside and it's like light, but it's also dark. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Any other facts or anything that you can pull through on Rotten Tomatoes that you start out or anything? They don't have a budget or anything, or not budget, but you know what I mean, box office. Really? Damn, that was the last spot. Wait, what? Go back. Oh, for a second, I thought they had a different runtime. I thought it said 2 hours and 26. I was like, what? That was a different cut.
An extended version.
Yeah, Buddy Cooper did everything on this, right?
Yeah.
I think even his wife.
Wrote.
I think his wife stepped in the last minute to be the mother that's spoiler gets shot in the beginning.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's another fun fact that I wrote. But I think if that's really all that we have before we jump into this shit show of awfulness, we can jump right into the Mutilator. Aaron, do you want to do the honors of kicking off this atrocious shit show?
Yes.
Okay.
So we start off. It's a normal household. You know, mother's there. Must be somebody's birthday. She's working on a cake, birthday cake. She's in the kitchen. But then you pan over to another room, and you got a young boy, and he's putting up a sign that says "Happy Birthday, Daddy." All cleaned by me. And you'll notice he's putting it on a gun cabinet.
Mm-hmm. With a lot of guns.
Oh yeah, so his dad must be like a hunter or something. But anyways, so he ends up taking out one of the guns to clean it, and he, being a little boy, he's got a gun in his hand. He's pointing it around, having fun, not realizing it's loaded.
He even something you don't do. You don't look down the barrel. Like I know his hand wasn't anywhere near the trigger, but you don't look down the barrel unless it's disassembled like a gun or something. If you're cleaning it, that's one thing. But if it's fully intact, and yes, these guns are loaded and they're in a fucking cabinet.
Yeah.
Which is another thing you don't do. If you it's like gun safety 101. If you're owning a gun, unload it when you put it away. You don't want to keep these things hot, you know?
It's just common sense.
Yeah, so it's fucking dumb.
So he pulls it out, he starts cleaning it, pointing it around, ends up pulling the trigger, and he ends up shooting through the kitchen door and killing his mother, which I feel like wouldn't I don't know like the specifics of like velocity and all that shit, but I feel like it wouldn't have killed her on impact like that, you know?
Yeah, I was definitely thinking the same thing. I mean, it is a hunting rifle. We got to think of that. But it did go through a pretty thick fucking wooden door, and it went into her back. And did it go all the way through?
I
don't remember if it went all the way through. But I mean, yeah, she would have suffered a back injury. Like, obviously, she probably wouldn't be able to walk after this.
But like, I don't think she would have died that quick, though.
No,
out that quick, you know.
No, I think she doesn't even say anything. She literally falls to the ground dead. Yeah, that's it.
And that's another thing. The acting in this movie, like, it's bad, but not even in a way that's like, you know, like playful and like campy. It's just bad.
They try, like, you can tell that Buddy was definitely trying to go off the tales of all like the horror comedies that were coming out, all the slashes that were coming out at that time. This is 1984, you said. So there was a lot of movies that were coming out during that time, and even before then. Like we already had like Evil Dead out, so you can see that maybe he was trying to do some sort of like slapstick stuff with that in this film.
But it just didn't come off that way.
No, it came off very dry, very just trying way too hard to make something that
it's already been made before, basically.
Like if it was just a guy going, if we Okay, listen to me. If we were through the eyes of the killer and the killer only, we didn't, have any like we would know a little bit of the people who were being killed. But if it was just a killer, and we were seeing him set up like this whole garage and planning up like where he's gonna like hang these people and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
I think it would have been so much better going through his eyes and not of.
Especially since it's called the Mutilator too. Like,
Yeah.
I think it would be more focused on him.
Yeah, exactly. But no.
Like, I think, yeah, like from his perspective, I think it would have been a really cool movie.
Yeah, I think he was trying to. The only movie I can kind of think that he was probably trying to emulate, but I don't remember the fucking year it came out. Is Pieces,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we reviewed
I
Pieces.
think that might have been 84 too, actually.
And that's a movie that we love, and I know that's a movie a lot of people kind of despise. So it's kind of weird that we're doing a movie that's flip flop of that. That we're doing a movie that we fucking hate, but there's a lot of people that love this movie.
Yeah.
Even though there was only 3 critical fucking reviews and shit on it.
Yeah.
It's really funny to see stuff like that happen with us,
But yeah. So the mother is instantly dead from one hit.
Yep.
And anyways, so the boy sees this. He's like, shit.
Yeah.
I fucked up. So he runs in. He sees his mom dead on the ground. He's kind of just like, he's like holding her. He's like, and then the father just happens to stroll on in.
Perfect timing there, dude.
And so he sees that she's dead, and son starts to back away, and like he must have, this father must have a history of fucking like beating his kid, because the son knew right. He's like, I'm running away. He's like,
yeah.
But the guy didn't even say anything. He just goes up and starts like slapping him, and like,
yeah.
But then he like drags his wife into the next room. He's like sitting with her. He's like pouring whiskey in her mouth. And
It's so weird. Like I don't understand that scene. I was trying to. I was like, maybe he's trying to like have like a last moment with her, but she's dead. She's like not doing anything. It's like,
yeah.
I don't understand. And another thing that's really weird too is that you hear sirens coming into the house too, but nobody called.
Yeah, unless the son did, but like he was probably like just fucking crying in the corner because he just killed his mom.
he was definitely shocked by what just happened.
Yeah, but. Which I would be too, but like I feel like the father also had no right to get pissed at the son. Granted, your son's a fucking dumbass for
Yeah, but he's also a dumbass for holding hot weapons in a cabinet.
Yeah, he should have had his guns locked up.
Yeah, not having it locked either was another thing. Like the cabinet, you could just go in there willy nilly. And another thing, he moves the sign,
and puts it on his mom.
Like what kind of context is that? It's like Happy Birthday, Daddy, all cleaned by me. Like that's weird.
Maybe he's trying to like put it on his son.
I mean, it already was, but
like he was trying.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
because like if I was a police officer and I saw like that the husband's there and the wife's dead, I'm gonna assume it's the husband.
You always suspect the spouse first.
Yeah.
You always go to them.
But yeah, so yeah, he's sitting with her and like he's drinking with a dead body, puts a sign on her body, and then the boy's just kind of watching from the kitchen, and then we cut to several years later.
Yeah, they don't even give us. Did they even say like how many years? I think
it's
does.
18 years or.
Does it say
maybe
that?
not 18. I
don't even remember a title card saying how many years.
Probably not. I think it just kind of fades a bit.
Yeah, so you're kind of like, who are these people? Like right off the bat.
Yeah. But you kind of figure it out pretty quick though. But so we meet Ed Jr. again, who is all grown up now. He's like a college student, and he's at a local bar with a couple of his friends, and they're just going back and forth about how they have nothing to do for their fall break.
Yeah.
And anyways, so then Ed ends up, they're just shooting, like his friends keep trying to steal his beer, and just like, which is a little funny, but yeah, so they're just kind of like all like the stereotypical like sitcom like buddies, like, hey,
literally, yeah.
So he gets a phone call at the bar,
which is also really weird. So maybe he frequents there a lot,
Yeah.
or something.
I mean, if his dad had an alcohol problem, then he probably does now too.
Yeah,
I mean, knowing you killed your mother too,
yeah,
it doesn't help.
definitely not.
Um,
Major trauma there.
yeah. So he gets a phone call, and it turns out to be from his dad, who he never hears from.
No, just out of the blue, like, hey, I need you to come lock up.
Yeah, he asks him to lock up his like beach house or whatever it is, or his condo. Yeah. Um, and so he tells him about this phone call. He's like, I just that was my dad. He was like, he never calls me unless he wants something, and he's like, fuck him, I ain't doing this shit.
Yeah.
And then his friends eventually end up trying to convince him, or convincing him, hey, let's go up there together and let's just have a good time. Let's party up there.
Yeah.
And
For a fall break, we got nothing else to do.
yeah. Which as college kids, might as well. I see what's the word? Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say.
Like the why you would want to.
Temptation.
Yeah, temptation.
That's the word.
You get a whole beach house to yourself, but anyway, he ends up getting paper, writing down like the address, I assume, and all the information in the house, and
yeah.
But anyways, while he's on the phone, his girlfriend Pam, was it Pam?
Pam, yeah.
The
only one I remembered, by the way.
Yeah, honestly. And she's telling the rest of the friends about his history, about how he, shot his mother, and it's a tragic accident, and so he never heard from his father, and it drove his father crazy. So like he kind of cut his losses, and but his father, known as Big Ed, who's a hunter and survivalist, he was always like, she's giving more backstory. He's like always like, like hard on his wife, hard on his son.
Yeah, just the typical asshole father of like the 80s and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just always being abusive, like actually abusive.
Yeah, but since his mother ended up being ruled an accident, like it's just he never really got any closure, and like that would drive me crazy too. But
yeah,
not to the point.
I was just gonna say not to the point of where this goes. Yeah.
But yeah, so he tells them over the phone. He's like, "Oh, I want to come close my condo for the winter." He's like, "I can't do it." But anyways, yeah, they're like, "Oh, it'll be easy."
Yeah,
blah,
we'll
blah.
go do that, dude. Let's go have a good time.
So yeah, they end up getting into the car and driving off to the condo, and there's our intro.
Let's get this road trip on the road. What a great fucking quote.
Let's get this road trip on the road.
Like, there's a lot of really shitty quotes in here, and I have them all written down for the ones that I was laughing at. Like, why the fuck did you say that? And that one is bad. Let's get this road trip on the road. Come on, man.
So fucking 80s.
Oh, shit. Yep, fall break title card and the fall break song. Yeah. Yep. With really, really, really bad, like, just, I guess, montage of them driving.
And it goes on for way longer than it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the movie could have been shorter. Like, not that it was a long movie, but, they could have cut out, like, 5 minutes there.
Yeah. And one other thing, I can take it for a little bit if you want, Aaron, is after this, when they get to the gas station, did you realize that weird fucking freeze frame? Like when he's opening up the hood of the car and it just stays still for like 5 or 10 seconds.
I didn't actually.
There's a lot of weird things that happen in this. I don't know if it was just, maybe it was Shudder in my end, but I remember it also happening the first time I watched this. Is like he opens up the hood of the car and they're all sitting there and the music is still playing.
But they're just stuck.
But you hear them talking too and like doing stuff, and he's just there holding it open, and then it starts to play after the song completely ends.
I'm gonna have to go back and look for that.
Yeah, so they go there, and they're going at a gas station, I guess, to fuel up, and also Ralph wants to go get some beers, and I don't know what the fuck the point of this was, but when he goes to talk to the clerk and it's got, the senior
Oh
citizen
yeah.
discount, and he thinks it's being smart. It's like, what if I go get 2 cases of beer and I'll give
No,
you this certain amount of money?
he's bargaining with them.
Yeah, and the clerk's like, yeah, okay. And then after they go and leave, like he was like, oh my god, this guy's a sucker. This got 2 cases for cheap. And then one of the ladies is like, oh no, more college students thinking they can get 2 cases of beer for less money or whatever. I was just like, oh my god, this is so fucking bad, man. I don't know what the point of that was. Maybe to do some sort of commentary on how college students are or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But they finally arrive at the condo. Okay, red flag number one.
The door's wide open.
The Givi's like, hey, the doors are wide open over here. And they're like, it's all right. They probably just left. It's like, bro, no. When you go, I don't care where you're going, if it's a family member's house or a friend's house, and you have to go there to do something for somebody.
If nobody's supposed to be home and the door's open.
Yeah, that's another thing. If the door is wide open, you don't fucking stay there. Like, his logic is like, oh well, if like I'll call tomorrow if something happens. Like I'll report it the next day. Like I'll stay a full night and see what happens. And like, fucking no. And also like the kitchen is like riddled with beer cans.
Yeah.
Everywhere. That's another like fucking red flag. And also red flag number 2. Yeah, there's no cops around here. Like, what do you mean? There's no police station around there at all. It's like, yeah, there is, but
shady or anything.
But it's like, I guess they said like across the bridge or some shit.
Oh yeah.
And another thing is like when they go into the living room, another quote is, "Geez, would you look at all this shit?" Great quote, man. Great fucking quote. Because there's like heads of like all the animals. I guess
the trophies. Yeah.
Yeah, that I guess Big Ed killed. And Ed Jr., which I'm just gonna say Ed, explains that why he has all that stuff because his father's, and also they take a girl takes off like the shark teeth or whatever, and he has to explain that it's from a shark.
What is this? Those are as a jaw from a shark, bitch.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. And while all this is going on too, is we see, okay, the father is the same father from the beginning of the movie, and they try to play it off like it's somebody else. He's in the garage, and it's like, what the fuck, why? Like, obviously, us as the viewers are gonna know that's the same person. So if they're trying to play like a "who did it" type thing, it
didn't work.
It's not working here. So, sorry. So we keep getting like flashes of that and whatnot, and then they find that the axe is missing on the
battle axe.
Yeah, the battle axe of all things, is what they find in that, and they're like, oh well, my dad probably took it home, so it's fine.
Yeah, but then like his girlfriend like insists on like reporting to the police. Is like, I'm telling you, there's no police around. There's like a sheriff across the the town, but the beach patrol enforces the law around here.
Yeah, it's really, really fucking dumb. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll just, call it in tomorrow, whatever. And then they start making out, and the kitchen is another thing that starts happening. It's, is it Mark and Linda? Or is it Mike and Linda? I forget. I think it's Mark and Linda, the ones that are, like, super horny all the time.
Half their names, yeah.
And they're going in there, but Ed's just going by, grabbing a beer or whatever, and it's completely fine. And, like, nothing's going on. And then Ham goes to start a fire, and I think it's Sue is like, that's a good idea. It's like, what the fuck? Of course it's a good idea. Like, obviously it's probably fucking cold. You're right by the water.
Yeah.
And then I think the father is dreaming of his son.
Oh yeah, you get those like dreams of like him killing his son.
Yeah.
Like different ways. Then they find the picture too of the bloody dude.
Yeah.
And
which that's actually a cameo of Buddy. Fuck, what's his last name?
Buddy Cooper.
Buddy Cooper. I can't even remember the guy's name. That's actually Buddy Cooper. That's the director. Shit. That's him. which is pretty funny.
Yeah, they're like, "Who's this guy?" And they're like, "Oh, just some guy that my dad ran over with a ski boat."
Mm,
Like, why the fuck do you have a picture of him?
it was an accident. That's literally how he says it
Yeah,
too. It was an accident.
it was an accident. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I think so I have it sort of they go into the garage
Yo,
and they start talking about a lot of like I don't know, sharp there's like a bunch of sharp things and shit because we kind of get like an overview of like what it looks like down there.
oh yeah,
Because the dad is
he's like in a
just
looks like
in
a little
there.
closet, like it almost looks like he's laying down, like in a little hut there, not a hut, but like like a little
Yeah.
crawl space or something.
Yeah, and I think it's once again Mark and Linda that are in there, and he takes like pliers and starts like
Yeah,
undoing the
yeah, they're
shirt.
like fucking with everything. She keeps trying to go into the door where the father is, and
Yeah,
he keeps pulling her away.
yeah.
Um,
So dude, this I get so lost at this point because
yeah, see what I mean? It loses you real fast.
I think this is when they all decide to go on that walk or some shit like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I have my notes here, and even my notes are fucking confusing me. I know that they have a dinner at some point, and they
Yeah,
start
Mike
talking
and
to
Linda go for a walk on the beach, and
yeah,
then the others are like inside there playing games and shit.
yeah,
But then Mike and Linda have been gone for a while, so Pam starts to get worried.
yeah. So that's what happens. Like there's not really much that happens. Like this is when it starts kind of kicking off. You're like, oh, so this is gonna be really good, and it just
It doesn't pick up though.
no,
So they all go start looking out on the beach for Mike and Linda,
yeah.
and
And they're also being stalked all the time. Like you get like the kind of POV
like
shot of the father also looking through like bushes and stuff,
mhm.
which is kind of a cool thing because you know that was kind of happening at this point of the POV shots.
Yeah,
So they're kind of just following along what other places. I mean, not other places, other films and stuff
yeah,
were doing.
not quite to the extent of the opening scene. I
Yeah,
love that so much.
yeah,
But anyways, yeah, so they end up finding a swimming pool,
yeah.
heated swimming pool, too, apparently.
And it has a bunch of chlorine. Is it safe to go in? Yeah, it should be all right. Like that. A lot of the dialogue is literally like that.
It's just like so, like monotone and like bland.
Yeah.
Um.
A lot, they're all throwaway characters. Like I'm sorry, but every single one of them
Oh yeah.
throwaway. Like there's not one memorable thing until the very very end.
Mm-hmm.
But just the whole thing is it's really trashy, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, they decide to like go into some random person's pool and
Yeah, that's another thing too. It's like
go skinny dipping.
and the lights keep turning on and off and on
yeah.
and off, and it's like
And they're not even questioning it.
oh, let's turn it back on. It's like what the hell, you know? Like no, that's not how it goes. Like I understand that they're fucking horny as shit. Like don't get me wrong. I think he even says this thing. It's like chlorine will kill herpes or
Oh
some
my
shit like that.
God.
Like really, dude. Yeah, it says it probably prevents herpes. And then we get like a really like when they're undressing, we don't really see nudity until
They're in the water.
they're in the water, but like we have a shot of them like undressing and it's so slow and long.
It's
It's
just dragged out.
unnecessary.
Yeah. Like we all know horror movies have fucking naked chicks in them, but you
Yeah,
know.
it was a must, you know.
But then they're like playing around in the pool.
Very
and,
playfully too.
yeah.
I'm
Uh,
I'm sorry, but if a pool just got chlorine in it, you are not supposed to go in because one, it'll
It's
fuck up
supposed
your
to
skin.
disperse, right?
Yeah, and if you get that in your eyes, when it's not dilated enough like that, you're diluted. Sorry, diluted, dilated. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying, but yeah, it's just not good. And once again, the lights keep fucking turning on and off.
I would have dipped.
And then they're like, "Let's play hide and seek." What the fuck? And then we get like
Different times, I guess, but
and I think we get a couple of reuses of shots of them coming out of the water
Mhm.
a couple of times, and
yeah.
they seem all confused. Like, oh, where are
And
they?
then they go back in and
Oh, where is she? And then we start seeing that the father is there and just
she ends up getting pulled under and drowned. Right.
but like Mark doesn't notice.
Yeah, you know, he just
He keeps popping up while the dad's dragging her like out because he's in the water and like pulls her
yep.
down and like drowns her and then takes her out. And then while all this is going on, Mark is
Marco
oblivious
Polo.
oblivious to
I
everything
know.
of not seeing one thing. And then he gets out and all his clothes are missing because the dad took the clothes away. And he
Classic
says,
prank.
"What's this? A little game, eh?" Oh my god, it's just so fucking bad. So he follows the trail of clothes and it leads him back to the garage. And this is our first like actually like kind of cool kill is when he goes up to where the dad is and he opens it up and he has
Oh, the blade.
the blade gun thing.
Oh, from the boat engine.
Yeah, so he has the thing that he ran over the other guy with and kills Mark with it, which is kind of cool. And then they get hung by these bolts or hook things
Oh yeah,
that
they're
are
like fish
in.
hooks or something, like butcher hooks.
So I guess he's trying to keep them as trophies or some shit like that. I don't know the
Yeah,
whole
which would make
purpose.
sense. Yeah, because you got all the fish and a deer and
Yeah,
whatnot.
so it's like you're my new trophies. Like I think that would have been kind of cool if they went down the road of him like hunting humans now and taking their heads as trophies instead of it just being a mindless
And they
killing.
like discover like a friggin' like trophy room with all these like
Yeah,
something like that.
that I think that would have been like way better. Like, there's a lot of things you could have done to make this a lot more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Sure.
when the kills happen, they are nice, but that's really the only thing that I think that
That has going
holds it
for it.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at this point is when the group is still like looking for them, and then like a cop just shows up out of nowhere, even though they said that there's
No police. Yeah.
no police over here. He's like, "What are you doing over on the beach?" And he's like, "Oh, we're looking for our friends." And then Ralph says this, oh my god, this one fucking thing. He says, "There's no murderers or rapers around here, are there?" Like that's another thing. There's a lot of like weird like talk of like rape and just a lot of weird sex talk, but rape is definitely brought up quite a bit in
Mhm.
this that is very off-putting. I don't know why they had to keep talking about stuff like that. It's really bad. And
But
then then the officer goes back and he has this radio and he calls in. And even on the radio, the guy is really bad. It's like, "Roger, man, we know where you are," because he tells them where they are. It's like I don't think cops talk
probably
like
just fucking
that.
like, well, because I don't think they're real cops either. I think they're just like
Patrol people
patrolled,
of the
yeah, for the
beach.
beach,
So,
yeah. So they're probably just like fucking stoners.
yeah. And then he starts to investigate, but I can let you talk about that
Yeah.
one.
So yeah, they tell him that the house may have been broken into, that his axe was missing.
Yep.
But so he ends up going to investigate the house, and he's looking around, decapitated by Big Ed with his
Yeah.
battle axe.
Is it the axe or is it a machete? I could not fucking tell. Because first it's
Well, this is
stabbed
the
into his
battle
face.
axe, but
Okay, I'm gonna say that then because it was like stuck in his face and then he takes it
yeah,
out and then
yeah, it's so
chops
smooth
him.
like butter.
Yeah.
Um, so then Ed and the rest of his friends, they end up going back to the house,
Yep.
and they're playing
Blind Man's Bluff, which I haven't heard of that since I was in like elementary school.
I don't think I've ever heard of Blind. It
I've
sounds familiar.
I've never played it. Actually, no, I played it once. I lied. I played it at a birthday party for a long time ago. It was like a sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was the first time in like 20 years that I've heard Blind Man's Bluff.
Huh.
Um,
But
it's a fun game.
Sue offers to go up first, and everyone else goes outside to drink beer.
Pam.
Pam? Is
I
it
think
Pam?
it's Pam. Does it say something different there?
It says Sue offers.
Okay, I'll take that instead.
But they could be wrong. So
Forget what I said.
they're all none of the characters. But anyway, she got volunteers to be first. And everyone goes outside to start drinking beer.
Mm-hmm.
And as she's turning all the lights off and hiding, they're finishing up. They go back inside, and Big Ed sneaks out, and he goes around to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And then Pam ends up finding her hiding behind the cooler. Um, and then she ends up hiding next to her under the table.
Yep.
Where Ralph finds them both, and he ends up hiding.
Yeah, and then he says another thing because I think Sue, whoever the fuck it is, says something about being groped, and he said, "Would you rather get groped in the light?" Like, why? Why is there so much talk of this shit? Like, I understand like the college students and whatnot, and obviously you're a bit horny, at that age too, especially if you're still in college. But like, you don't gotta be talking about that, especially to your girlfriend and shit. That's just very, very off-putting to me.
It's a matter of respect.
Oh, and another thing too is that they're acting like this house is dark as fuck because they're all like, I know like you're supposed to be in a dark setting, but they're acting like it's so dark because they're all like walking around like, oh, what is this? And there's also scenes too when there's lights on.
Oh yeah.
Like there's very weird things that happen in this, like they weren't paying attention. Or something
that just got missed. Yeah,
like they still left lights on that worked, and they didn't like shut anything off to make the game more, I don't know.
But anyways, yeah, so they're all hiding, and and then Big Ed, he's kind of wandering around the house, and he ends up walking right by them.
And that's another thing I'm saying, is that they're acting like it's so dark in there they didn't see him at all when he was right there. Like, I think even Ralph at one point almost touches his leg or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I don't know if maybe they thought it was like Ed Jr. or something, but
yeah, but you can clearly tell him. Even the one who's like standing behind the fridge, it has clear view of everything, and it doesn't even see.
Yeah. And Ed Jr. comes up and he's like, "Who wants a beer?" And then like the father just like he said, nobody even noticed. He just walks right outside, and
yep, he's fine. He's like, "I'm going back to my fucking hidey hole over here," and then it's bedtime.
Yep, everybody's in bed for the night. Ralph and Sue are making out, feeling each other up, all that fun shit. And then she ends up bringing up, "Oh, we forgot to lock the front door."
Yep.
So he leaves to go find Linda and Mike. Door, and thinking that they're gonna be there, but he finds underwear.
Yeah.
And he ends up throwing one of those like little like fucking
rock star things.
It says it's called a pyramid stinger. I don't know what they're used for, but it must be some kind of like fishing thing. But
yeah.
He ends up like throwing one at the door and hitting it. And Big Ed jumps out. Stabs him in the throat with a pitchfork.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I want to touch on too is before he leaves the room with his girlfriend, when she says, "Well, if you hurry back, it's fine," and it speed it up. Like, boop, boop. Like they do like a really like comedy sketch thing with him. Like, "Okay, I'll be right back," and he changes and goes, and then it goes right back to normal. It's like, what?
There's so much that's out of place, and
it doesn't make.
It's not used right,
It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, he gets fucking pitchfork, which is a pretty cool kill, to be honest.
Yeah. So then Pam hears something going on, and she tries to wake up Ed.
Yeah.
And Sue goes looking for Ralph. Ed gets inside, and he ends up taking like. Take something off the wall, or I don't know.
He takes the hook thing.
Oh, is that what it is?
Is that the fishing hook thing? The big hook?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. Is it called the gaff in this? I don't know.
I call it a sharp fish hook.
Sharp fish. Go with that. But yeah, he ends up grabbing the sharp fish hook. Oh yeah, he takes it off the wall. She wakes up Ed, and they end up going looking for the others and find Sue. She says she doesn't know where Ralph is.
Yeah, he was also out looking for him.
So they end up splitting up.
Yep, because dude, as soon as they break,
he fucking snags her.
Like she doesn't even like take 2 steps, and
yeah, he drags her into the garage and he like chops her up.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty gruesome kill because he takes the thing and like it looks like he puts it like in her like vagina,
Oh, the
and
hook,
then
yeah.
like stabs it through her stomach. Like that's what it looks like. Like, uh,
Yeah,
I
it
don't.
was fucking. I was thinking of uh, fucking Evil Dead with the tree.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my fucking god. So like this movie, it has like nothing going on, and then the last act is just kill, 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 and that's all this movie has going on for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ed and Pam, they find Sue with her head fucking chopped off, and Ed opens up the door and then sees everybody else dead. And then they see that the dad's coming, even though they still don't know who this person is, but obviously we know who it is. We've known since the fucking beginning. They go to hide, and then Ed goes out to play fucking hero, and he gets knocked out, and then almost gets his head chopped off with the axe, and then Pam goes out and like I think knocks him, and then grabs like a knife and stabs him.
Yeah.
So like they do that, and then he acts like he's all dead and whatnot, and then they run to the car to
Escape.
leave. The car, even from the beginning, they kind of showed that it doesn't like to start.
Yeah.
So like Pam's like flooding the fucking car, like Ed's like kind of out of it, and he's like, "Come on, go, 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 go!" And then we see that the dad gets up and walks away, and then he starts like stabbing through like the roof of the car, and like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck!" He's like, "Come on, go, go, go!" And of course, like at the last second, the fucking car starts, and then it run right into like this concrete or cement brick.
Oh yeah.
And then like the
The
guy
scene is pretty cool though. Actually,
it is, and they also use like the cigarette lighter, but okay,
oh yeah.
the car isn't even on. There's no, they don't even have it in like in auxiliary or anything, and they turn the cigarette lighter on, and it's working, and they stab it on the guy's hand. The car, it's not on. Like not even in anything. I think they took the keys completely out before they drove off, and then that's when it started. And then we hear Ed say, "It's my dad."
Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, wait, that's my dad. Like, are you trying to defend this motherfucker? And
Yeah.
just, like again, he's so monotone about it.
It's my dad. And it's like, what the fuck? And then
like, are you in on this?
A cop shows up. I know that the guy radioed in earlier, but the cop comes in, and keep in mind the dad, I think they back away because they tell him to, is split in half completely. You see like the body fall, which is really, really cool. It's a cool shot. But this motherfucker is still alive, full capacity, takes the goddamn battle axe, chops the cop's
when he's
like
two halves.
leg off, and then he finally dies. And then we get to
they give their statements and shit.
Yeah.
And then
we go to a hospital, and then Ed goes to see Pam, and he puts his hand on her shoulder, and then it ends.
It's so all over the place.
That's the best I can describe this movie, and like
with
walk
that, like
people
making
through.
It sound like decent.
Yeah, it's if you're gonna watch this, just watch it for the dad getting split in half.
Yeah, that the ending is really the only redeeming factor.
The special effects are good. Okay, the practical effects, they are very good, and that's definitely where most of that money went, and also paying these people off to act in this trash movie. Like, it's just bad. If you guys want to watch a bad movie for the sake of it being bad and knowing that you're not going to get anything good out of it, go ahead and watch it.
But it's not going to be like a bad, good, in a funny way movie.
No. So I'm gonna get straight to it. My fucking rating on this thing is like a 0.5 out of 10. Blood splatters. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. Like this is awful. If they had to remake a movie, remake this one and make it better.
Right. Well, apparently they did. No, we didn't know about it.
No.
But I'm gonna be a little
0.5
blood splatters. That's like a drop of blood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little nicer because, like I said, I didn't enjoy the ending. I thought that was the practical effects are really cool. I love practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were used pretty well, and they did all right with that. But plot wise, everything else about the movie, I just did not like it. It bored me. It struggled to keep my interest, and like it was cheesy and not in a good way.
No, not at all.
Bad acting. I'm gonna give it one. I'm gonna give it 1 star, 1 blood splatter.
Okay, you're gonna give it one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Okay.
generous.
But I am very curious for the people who do like this movie. Can you try to convince me to like
Yeah,
this? Can you tell
yeah.
me
Let
why
us
you
know.
like this? Like, what is it that you like about it?
Maybe
And
you'll change our minds.
don't say it's the special effects. Okay, we're on there with you for that. That's why I'm giving it a 0.5 because that's the only thing that's holding this fucking thing together. Um, just I need something more to persuade me to think of this.
It almost has no point to it.
There isn't a point at all. It's just there to.
Like I've seen some bad
I don't even
horror
know.
movies, but like they usually did something for the community or like, like it had some kind of message, but this is just like
This doesn't even try to push boundaries. This is just like on the tailcoats of everything else that came out.
yeah, it's like I feel like I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's awful.
I think this is the worst we've rated the movie.
Oh, it is. I've never given anything I think below a 5.
Oh.
0.5. This is fucking trash. But there is one positive thing that I can say about this episode is that this week we are starting our new series,
Woo!
or season, whatever you want to call it. It's our Within the Barrens interview series, which is us just interviewing people. And I want to say that our first episode that will be out on Tuesday, which is the day after this, is going to be with Sean and Candy
Of the house that screams.
Yes, and it's going to be a great episode, and I really hope that you guys enjoy this new series that we're going on, because we've been wanting to add more to the show for everybody and to add an extra episode for everybody instead of just doing the one show a week. So we're going to be
Finally
doing,
getting around to that.
yep, we're going to be doing our usual movie reviews, and then there will be a bonus, well, not even a bonus, it's an actual part of the show now, of interviews. And this week you guys are actually very, very not lucky but privileged, I will say, because you're going to be getting 3 episodes.
Ooh.
So you're going to be getting this, you're going to be getting the House That Screams
Because
interview,
we love you.
and then you guys are going to be getting our Death Drop Gorgeous crew interview on Wednesday.
Oh.
So there's a lot of stuff coming out this week. Not every week is going to be like this. I'm still going to figure out when the best day is going to be to release everything. The only reason why I'm doing it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week is to kind of just get everything out for everybody and get some feedback from everybody who listens, and to get support out there for the movies and the podcasts. So there's a lot of really cool shit that's happening on the show. And the other day, like I was almost fucking in tears because of how crazy everything is just going.
Yeah.
Like Aaron and I, like we started this just as fun, and it's still just to do it as fun. But where it's going now
It's
is
getting like bigger than I even thought we could ever.
it's mind blowing. It really is. And it's all thanks to all of our supporters and everybody who listens to us. And thank you.
For inspiration, we got
Yeah.
other podcasts like The House That Screams that inspired Dustin to kind of
Yeah.
bring me on board with this, and I'm glad I did.
And I thank you every episode and every week for doing this with me. And I know you're not that much of a talker, but this is definitely something that you do
better.
have a passion for, that I can see. Which I don't know if this was ever something that you thought you would have a passion for.
No, honestly, not until I met you.
Yeah, it's like podcasting was something that I never really thought of doing until House That Screams, and you guys will learn all about that on Tuesday. And it's great. If you haven't listened to The House That Screams, what the fuck are you doing?
Make sure you do.
They are great
They're
folk over there.
rambunctious crew, but they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're great. And sorry for putting you through this absolutely atrocious movie and review.
But it wouldn't be a review podcast if we didn't have a shitty movie here and there.
0.5. This is definitely, you good?
Yeah.
This is definitely going to be going on the record. I don't even know, man. I don't really put out our ratings publicly for when we do it, because you guys listen to the show, but this is definitely going to be one I'm probably going to put on a plaque.
Yeah, right. What if we started doing that, putting it in the descriptions, like our rating? Actually, no, because then neither people don't have to listen. But
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
yeah,
You guys let us know. Do you want us to start putting the ratings in the comments or like the description so you guys know?
get like an idea of what we think
Yeah,
of it, or
yeah. Even though sometimes the ratings are very misleading because there has been like low ratings I have put, but I really
for good
enjoyed the
movies,
film.
yeah.
Um,
Because every movie's good in its own way, except for this one.
I mean, I will say, when and if we do the Firestarter remake, it's gonna
Oh.
be a low one. It's not gonna be as low as this one, but it's gonna be a low rating. It's not a good movie. It's really not. And I don't think I have anything else to add or say for anything. Is there anything that you feel like I haven't touched on that we need to
I think all that's needed to be said so far has been said.
yeah. So seriously, guys, thank you so fucking much for
The support has
giving
been
us
amazing.
a chance to do this type of thing and like kind of making dreams become a reality. Because of the people that we have lined up that we're going to be talking to, I never thought in a million fucking years that I would be able to talk to them. And we also have really good opportunities and actually have been giving some things to get early peeks at that we're going to be getting people on. So this is fucking awesome, and it's all thanks to our fans, And Aaron and I next year are gonna start hitting the circuits for all the conventions that we possibly can get to. I mean, some of them are probably gonna be a little bit of travels, but hey, dude,
It'll be fun.
we're at
Be
the
worth
point
it.
right now that we can do that type of shit, and
Mhm.
it's all thanks to everybody who listens and supports us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Um,
Thank you.
Yeah. So this was the Baron's Hideout podcast. I was your host, Dustin.
I was your co-host, Aaron.
And thank you, crazy motherfuckers, for coming on this year and a couple months ride with us. And we're not stopping
We're not going
anytime
anywhere.
soon. We're really, really not. So thank you guys so much for supporting us and continuing to support us and giving us a chance to have a voice in the horror community. Thank you guys so much.
Love you guys. Bye.